Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to Wrestle 1. And on this episode, I'm going to not try to make this too long, but I have a lot to say. I was just listening to something and it just put it into my mind, and I think I need to go ahead and get my thoughts out. And I feel like a lot of you guys will understand as well as agree with what I'm saying, and probably have your own particular thoughts about, where to take certain things. But one thing that has been plaguing me, that has been like just on my mind and bugging the shit out of me, is the fact that WWE, when you look at the overall products, whether you like what Vince McMahon used to do, whether you hate it, whether you like what Paul Levesque, Triple H is doing now, or you hate it, whatever the hell, one thing is for sure and for certain, especially now with Triple H being in charge, is the fact that, no, I can't do that. It's the fact that the writing and creative is kind of like questionable. And what I mean by that specifically is the fact that they have a gangbuster of superstars, like a plethora of superstars, and a lot of them aren't utilized. And you would think with 7 hours of WWE programming, maybe more if you think about like main event or whatnot. I don't think anybody watches main event, but let's just say, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Let's just count that. You have 7 hours of programming, but yet you still find yourself not being able to have things for whether it's the bottom tier, mid tier, or top tier superstars. You still struggle with having certain things for certain people to do. For one, the first example is Bloodline. Now, I put out my videos earlier this year, and about like Cody not getting it at WrestleMania and everything else. And the reason why they kept the titles on Roman was just simply because they wanted him to reach 1,000 days. They wanted him to surpass certain people, which is, like I said before, it's understandable in that mind frame. And I'm sorry about the lighting. This is just bugging me, but I understand the mind frame behind it. You will never find a situation like this again, where you have a person like Roman Reigns, who has a popular storyline, as popular as it was, with the reign that he has, who has been holding it for that long, the longest that it has been in years, in decades. You will probably not see this again anytime soon. And I get that. They want to get it to a certain point. It ain't going to reach Hulk Hogan's or what's his face, Bruno Sammartino. It's not going to reach that. But keeping it on a person like Roman Reigns, who is popular as he is and as big as he is, with everything that went on with him in the past, and they finally got him to where they want him to be. You're not going to have this again. So I get the understanding. I understand the mind frame behind it. But the thing is like, okay, if you're going to continue it, even with the loss of Sami Zayn, which I know a lot of y'all can agree with me, which was the best one, I guess you could say the best part of the Bloodline storyline when it was heavy last year. That was the most entertainable. I can't tell you how hard I laughed when he first came up with the word Usi. And even the second time it was used, and how Roman Reigns and the rest of the Bloodline reacted to it, and everything that came from that. Like, I can't tell y'all how hard I laughed watching and rewatching that segment in the ring, and how bonkers it was. But it's like one of those things, like I said, if you're going to continue it, if you didn't want to give Cody Rhodes that, and you wanted to get him to 1,000 days and beyond, you need something for Cody and the Bloodline to do. And so far, they started off, I guess you could say, good in a sense to what they're doing with him now. They started off good with him having a program with Brock Lesnar. Okay, cool. And that kept him good till SummerSlam. But other than that, it's like, what else are you going to do with him? And it kind of seems like he's been in limbo. He's been like going here, going there, and they just put him where they need him, but they don't have a particular plan, a specific plan for Cody Rhodes. And then when you're looking at the bloodline right now, the bloodline is the bloodline storyline is dead. There's nothing else to report on the bloodline storyline. Anybody that makes a video, which they are going to make a video going throughout the whole bloodline, is going to get to what, SummerSlam, and then bam, it's just dead after that. There's nothing else. And I disagree with what they did with Jimmy, because I felt like making him a chicken shit heel and all that was the wrong route to go. If you're gonna build Jay on Raw, then build Jimmy on SmackDown. And they could have used this time to make him one of those, make him as big as Jay, or maybe close to as big as Jay, to where he's trying to manipulate, or not manipulate, but persuade Solo out of the bloodline. And you could have had that confrontation, but yet they went the route of making him a chicken shit heel, to where he is just, you know, the bitch of the bloodline. Like, just to not sugarcoat it, that's essentially what he is put as. And so, and honestly, with that, I don't even think that they gave a good like response. As far as, I'm thinking, maybe I missed it. I'm thinking that in regards to that when Roman Reigns came back, out of all the stuff that Jimmy did to Roman to get out of the bloodline, causing his brother to leave the bloodline as well, that he would probably make him jump through hoops, saying that, like, yeah, you're bloodline, but you're not in the bloodline as a member. That you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do all these things to prove to me that you want to be in the bloodline. I don't even think they did that. And it's just, they just went over it, like, oh yeah, he's part of the bloodline. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, okay. And it's like, there's nothing else that, like, they're not going to do anything else with that. And it's just the way that they went about just in the story when it comes to that, and what they're doing now with it. Like, it just seemed like they have nothing. They have little bits and pieces of goodness, but overall the bloodline thing is not as intriguing as it was. It literally fell from grace. That's literally what it is. I think it's going to pick back up once Roman starts appearing more, going toward WrestleMania. But as of now, he's gone. I don't even know if he's doing the Hollywood thing. He might have like certain things going on, spending time with the family, cool. But if you're holding the top title, and then you have a social media influencer in Logan Paul holding a mid title, and both of y'all are part-timers and not really showing up every week, it's like, how can you do this? It's so many ways that the story could have progressed and played out that WWE just didn't want to do it. They're just doing like the bare minimum. And so it all falls on the writing. It falls on the writing for them having really nothing for Jimmy to do after he screwed his brother. There's nothing for the bloodline to do after Sami Zayn left. And now that Roman Reigns isn't there, there's nothing for them to do. You know, it's just certain things that they set up and that they don't pay off, like the Judgment Day deal. It's like, what's happening with that? It's like they kind of like work with it, but then they don't. But then they maybe hint at it, but then they don't. It's like, what are y'all doing? And then it also goes with like, what major thing do they have for Cody to do? And getting back to that, as well as Sami Zayn, as well as Jay. It seems like they're more into the Judgment Day storyline rather than doing their own specific thing. Why isn't Jay going like fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship? Why isn't whoever else carrying Cross? He's not utilized like that. What are they doing with him? They brought him back, teased him maybe going at Roman, and then abandoned that. And then ever since then, he's been going against Drew McIntyre or whoever else, and then he's not utilized. Like, why isn't he going after Seth Rollins for the title? What is he doing? You know, it's like, I don't understand why they're not utilizing certain talent. Why aren't you utilizing Karrion Kross? Akira Tozawa. They put him in the Alpha Academy now. But like, you could have teamed him. Like, there's certain people in catering that you could team up to make the tag team, division stronger. The same thing with the women. You have women. Michin, what the fuck is she doing? You could have had her fighting for the title, one of the women's titles. You could have put her with somebody else to make a tag team, to fight for the tag team championships for the women. Who else? Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. What are they doing? They're not doing anything. How is this AJ Styles storyline going to progress? It's like he went out of the alone with the bloodline and ended up getting hurt. The only person that came out to really defend him, which it was kind of too late, was Carl Anderson. And what happened with that? Like, what's going on? Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all have a group of writers. I don't know how many, but I'm pretty sure a room of writers to literally come up with creative things to do for this and that. And they are literally having nothing to do with Cody, one of their biggest superstars, and that they're going to give the title to when it comes to next year's WrestleMania. Have nothing to do with that. They have one of the biggest storylines that they had in years with the bloodline. Nothing for it. They're just going along and just like, it seems like they're week by week. Okay, what do we do? Okay, let's just do that. And then we'll just go about it, as it keeps progressing. Judgment Day. Great that they built them up. I'm so happy that they had something else besides the bloodline to lean up on. But now, since the bloodline is no more, they don't have anything to really, it's just they're leaning very hard on the Judgment Day. And so it's like Judgment Day is everywhere, but what the fuck are they really doing? Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, it's like they're still building them up, but it's like, I don't know, like I don't care too much for what they're doing, but I do, but I don't. It's like they need to make it like whatever. And then getting to the LWO, when it comes to like Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, it's like, it seemed like the LWO was just put together to kind of like set up the path for what happened with Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio. It doesn't seem like they were trying to put it together for a strategic plan to have them actually, have the group to actually be popular. Because at one time, I believe that they were the highest merch sellers, and they never capitalized on it. They never gave them a real shot at the title. They never built them up and built on their popularity, giving them the titles or anything like that. They never did that. And I don't understand why. If you have a group like that that's truly that popular, why not capitalize on that? Apparently, like, the fans were behind them. The fans wanted to see them win. The fans wanted to see, this group thrive, but yet you didn't give them the time. Like, it's like, and there's so many things that you can look at. It's like they keep going back to the same well when there are all these different wells to like drink water from, but yet y'all don't want to do that. And it's like, I give it to Triple H, where he is putting certain people in certain like positions to get more time, to get more screen time, to possibly fight for a championship, to get more recognition. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's certain people are not being built on and being like shown in a light like I am right now. But because like I said, one of the people carrying a cross, one of the people that he brought back, and what are they doing with carrying a cross? What's going on with him? It's like, it's so many things that they could be doing with certain superstars, and the 3 shows that they have with the 7 hours a week that they have, that they could be doing. And it seems like same thing with Shinsuke Nakamura. What the fuck are they doing with him? Like, he's doing the same thing that Aleister Black was doing. Oh, somebody come fight me, and all this stuff. But it just seems like they don't have anything for him. So they have him do these vignettes. And it's like, you have all these superstars that you're not really utilizing. Why not pair certain people together to make the tag team division strong? Have certain people fight for mid-card, even if it's just for like one major match or maybe a couple major matches. Or just certain people that have like for rivalry or something of that nature. You have writers and all these creative minds to literally like feed off of and come up with all these different scenarios and different matches that you could come up with, but you just choose not to. I don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure that anybody that's watching this video, just like me, can literally sit down and come up with better like storylines for these characters, or not characters, but for these for this talent, for these shows, and just doing more with them, because it seems like they're just leaning too hard on the Judgment Day stuff. And like, I feel like if they don't bring this Judgment Day thing to an end within the next 6 months, it's going to get played out just like the Bloodline. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure that if Triple H or anybody just sat down with all of their superstars, just laid out in front of them, and they just literally, okay, so this person, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and all this stuff, and literally just go through the whole roster, I guarantee you that they can come up with like creative things for different people to do. And I just honestly don't understand why it's so hard when you have creative mind. I could see if it was just me or just one person or whatever, but you have the money, the resources to, even if you don't have enough writers, you still have enough money to find different writers to help you out. And I just don't understand it. And I think that's really what's the frustrating thing about it, because I feel with 3 hours of Raw, you should not have, I ain't gonna say a bad show, but there should not be anything not happening on there. I don't know if I phrased that right, but you get what I'm saying. It should not be a dead show. It should not be 3 hours of nothing. You should have something doing. You know, SmackDown, you have 2 hours. You know, whatever, it's the same thing. And NXT, you have people that you could put down there and maybe have new rivalries and switch back. It's so much that they could be doing with the resources and the mind, the creative minds that they got, but they're just not utilizing. And I don't clearly understand why. Because like I said, I guarantee you, I could probably sit down looking at the whole roster, seeing who's not utilized, and bam, you have the tag team division that you can do. You have a tournament for tag team that you can probably have. You have women that you're not utilizing that could probably fight for a tag team, or that could just be in a rivalry with a female, maybe not have a title to fight for, but just a rivalry. Certain things that you can do, it's just they don't do it. And then certain things that they are doing, a lot of times they don't really make any sense. It's like, okay, we need to fill this spot, so yeah, we're gonna throw this person and call it a day, and they're gonna do this for a few weeks, and then we're gonna move on and whatever. It's just, I don't understand it. Maybe somebody can explain it to me, but I just truly don't understand it. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. I hope you guys like this video. I don't really have anything else to say, but if you did, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And I will catch you guys on the next one. So peace out, stay safe, and yeah, do more creative writing. Well, whatever. Just do better.